Good evening. In just 1 hour from now, 4 candidates for Utah Attorney General will make their case to be the state's top law enforcement agents.
Now, without the state's current Attorney General running this year, the field is wide open. The candidates include Republican Derek Brown. He's the former Utah GOP chair, former Deputy Chief of Staff for Senator Mike Lee, and former lobbyist. Rudy J. Bautista is the Democrat in this race. He's a private criminal defense attorney and ran for the same office back in 2020.
Michelle Quist represents the United Utah Party. She is an attorney and a writer and has written opinion and legal articles for years. Longtime Libertarian candidate Andrew McAuliffe has run for Attorney General several times and also run for governor. And make sure to watch our 10 p.m. newscast as our investigative team puts the candidates' claims and promises to the truth test. Utah's Attorney General's office has been involved in more than a decade of scandals, including allegations of pay-to-play scheme, extortion, and using the office for cover. Now, news specialist Lindsay Ertz joining us live with more on what's at stake for the next person who takes the helm. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Ashley and Mike. Yeah, this office comes with it a lot of power. The legal analysts and political analysts that we spoke with today say that is one of the reasons why it's so important here for voters to pay attention to who they are electing. Now, the past three, the current and past two attorneys general have each had their different scandals, and legal analysts, our KSL legal analysts, say they really need to work now to restore trust in this office. Now, let's walk through a little bit of that history. Now, in 2013, it was then Attorney General Mark Shurtleff and his successor, John Swallow, who were accused of being part of an extortion scheme. Both were arrested back in 2014 amid a myriad of charges, but Shurtleff's case was ultimately dismissed and Swallow was acquitted by a jury. Now, current AG Sean Reyes was then appointed to replace Swallow. He, too, found himself in scandal after a lawsuit accused him of using his position to silence critics of Operation Underground Railroad founder Tim Ballard. Reyes is also accused of taking lavish trips and is currently in a legal battle with KSL over his refusal to release his public calendar. Now, our KSL legal analyst Greg Skorda says it's not so much the office itself that's the problem, but rather those three who held it. And at the same time, there's not many checks on the office except the voters.
I think it just needs to have a new leader, someone who isn't part of the establishment, part of the problem that's been going on there, someone who can come in with fresh ideas and realize that that office is now under a microscope. I mean, it's hard to imagine the next Attorney General doing anything like the last three have, given the scrutiny that that office is going to be under.
Now, about a year ago, Utah lawmakers ordered a legislative audit of the AG's office. I checked today. The work has been done on that audit, and the report is being written, but there is no timetable yet for when that audit will be released. Now, since the issues Reyes faced last year, there have been calls to make this office appointed rather than elected. There have been calls for campaign reforms. None of that has happened, but lawmakers have passed a law just this past session to require that the AG can't do any outside legal work while they're serving. For KSL 5 News, I'm Lindsay Ertz. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, a lot to break down. Lindsay, thank you. Now, after tonight's Attorney General debate, vice presidential candidates J.D. Vance and Tim Walz will debate. That starts at 7 p.m. Watch all of that here right on KSL TV and the KSL Plus app.